how you can train a virtual assistant to get 15 plus bookings per week for your fitness business. Now, when you're kind of like implementing these strategies within your business, by doing so, what's going to happen, guys, is you're going to dramatically improve your business very, very quickly. You're also going to see a lot of freedom. And what I mean by freedom is you're going to be actually spending less time on social media. Now, when you're able to spend like a little bit less time on social media, it does make your life very, very simple. And I had a lot of issues like with this at like a certain time of my life. What was kind of happening is I was just spending so much time on social media that I was like feeling like very stressed and very run down. I'm not sure if you've ever felt like that in the past, but when we're kind of posting and doing Sell by Chat for hours and hours and hours, is whilst the results are really amazing, I think everything that we want to do in business is to create leverage for higher value tasks within our business, or potentially as well just to have a little bit more freedom. So I'm going to break down like 5 simple steps for you to be able to have a VA who is getting 15 bookings per week off your personal Facebook page, and they'll also use your Instagram as well. Now, I want to give like a really big shout out to our VA Mario, who works with us in the Inner Circle, who over the last 18 months has averaged 30 plus bookings every single week for 18 months. Absolutely crazy on like the results that he's got, but it's because we implemented these steps like religiously and have invested so much time into his training and development. Now, before we go into how you actually train a VA on how to do this, I just want to say a personal belief that I do have, which is never to delegate your personal content. Now, we delegate certain things in our content for the level of business we're at, where, you know, we have a team who posts for us, we have a team who edits all our reels and things like that, but we do not have like ghostwriters or copywriters or people writing content on our behalf, just because it is you're definitely marketing off like a business brand or a personal brand. I do like to have control of that. So I wouldn't outsource the actual content to the VAs. You guys will do it better. But the Sell by Chat, you can definitely start to outsource. But before you start to think about a VA and doing this, guys, you've got to make sure you have a proven track record. And that would mean getting 5, 10, 15 bookings a week yourself for at least a 1 month period. And that just means that you know what you're doing. You would have a script, you have a framework, you know what works well, you know what doesn't. And when outsourcing to a VA, it's just really important that you have this, right? So you know if they're doing a good job or you know if they're doing a poor job. Now, over time, guys, your VAs will get better at Sell by Chat than you. Like, say, for example, Mario, like he is better at Sell by Chat than what I am right now, because he's done it every single day for like 8 hours a day for, 2 years with us, right? But I still know what is a good job and what is a bad job, what's a good message and what's a bad message, because I spent a couple of months being able to develop these skills myself, both in our online business, and then I did it for like a very long time in our gyms before we got the VAs to look after our accounts in the gyms as well. But once you know what you're doing, it's really important that you have a script that you give the virtual assistant. And I would definitely give them a training. And when you're giving them these scripts and trainings, you want to have these couple of things which will make your life easier. So firstly, a script and an overview of the script. And then you want to have 10, 15, 20 bookings that were successful, where you have screenshots of those bookings. And then you also have video breakdowns of what you said during each booking and why you said it and what part of the script it was, because that will be a part of their staff training within their first week, where they're just able to review the messages, they're able to have a look over, they're able to watch the training on the script. And then we're going to start to go into a training element, because you don't want to let anyone to go into any sales environment within your business unless they've had adequate training. So what you're going to do initially, you're going to give them an overview of the script, you're going to show them like past results that worked really well, and then you're going to do 10 role plays with them. And we often just do our role plays on Zoom. Is nice and easy when you're with them, where they're going to act as if they're the person doing messaging. That's their new role. You're going to act as if you're the potential client, and you're going to start to run them through scripts and trainings to make sure that they know what they're doing. And in these role plays, guys, we would make the first 3 like very, very simple. As long as they followed the script, they get the booking. Would make the next 3 a little bit more difficult, and would make the last 4 like pretty difficult, just so that they've had like adequate training on it before they actually go and message. So usually it will take about a week, right? The VA, if you have the VA start, we don't get the VAs messaging straight away. They usually message after a 7-day period. And we have a training that a lot of you guys might know about. It's called the World Class VA Training Program. And that's where your VA, you can put your VA in that training with us. And that's where your VA will get training from our Sell by Chat experts who are also virtual assistants. So then they're getting that ongoing training each week outside of what you're doing. And then we just want to make sure that we just have some basic monitoring strategies. So where you know their progress daily. Now we do a daily sales huddle with our messenger team where we look over the stats from yesterday, what went well, what didn't, and what their game plan is today. They'll also get like a weekly one-on-one training and development and upskilling session. And we're also tracking their KPIs each day. So with their KPIs, like the main thing that you do care about is how many bookings they got that confirmed and attended. That's like the really big one. But we'll track how many messages they sent, how many bookings that they got, and a few other like certain metrics that are really important to us in our business, so that we can just see that they're moving forward and we're getting those KPIs daily, so that we're like, hey, today you need to actually send more messages. Your messenger outreach was down. And they'll also have within that like any people that they're following up over like a short or medium term, which definitely happens in Sell by Chat because sometimes people don't reply and things like that. Now, it's just really important, guys, once you run through that, right? Once you know what you're doing, you've got 10 bookings, you're ready to hire a VA. You've given them a script, you've provided them training before they started to message people, you've given them extra support in the world-class VA program, and you're ready to monitor their progress daily. It's really important that you work with your virtual assistant to make sure that you're providing world-class content, right? The better your marketing, the easier sales are. The worse that your marketing is, the harder that sales are. So instead of just like working with your VA and go, hey, it's your job to get 10 bookings per week, you want to make sure that you're posting content and cadences is getting a lot of likes, is getting a lot of comments, getting a lot of engagement, so that it's making it easier for them to reach out to people who are already being warmed up by your marketing. So you'll now be working together. And if anything goes wrong within this, guys, it's usually from people's lack of management skills is what will quite happen. They'll hire a VA or a staff member and just like let them go and then complain about the results 3 to 6 weeks later. Is just make sure that you do put management structures in place. Like the more time you spend with the staff, the more you check up on them, the more you review their work, the better results that they get. And that's where you'll spend a lot of time with them in their first like 4 to 12 weeks to make sure that they're world class. And then once they're doing a great job, is you can start to meet with them less and less. But just make sure you onboard them, make sure you manage them, make sure you're checking up on them. And most importantly, guys, make sure that you are supporting your virtual assistant to help them win, because when a virtual assistant works in your business, they're working with you for themselves, but quite often they're trying to, increase the revenue that their family's bringing home for their parents or their grandparents and things like that. So it's our duty and obligation as small business owners to make sure that we love and care for our virtual assistants and give them the best chance possible to be able to win, because when the VA wins, your business also wins absolutely massively, because essentially you can grow your business just off an Instagram and Facebook account if you do get really good at this.